Consulting with large global companies has consistently demonstrated that there is no single source of information by which to understand how much a company spends on security mitigation every year. We all recognize that the security profession, unlike finance and legal, lacks a framework with which to understand professional security cost. We further, except in financial companies, often fail to capture the shrinkage side of the business, which I generally refer to as the variable cost of security. Insider theft, combined with external criminal attacks, when aggregated, can point to a significant impact on operating margins for your company. Variable theft losses against revenue may not seem significant, but when measured against operating margins, might prove to be very significant. To add further complexity for the Chief Security Officer, we are seeing increasing amounts of mandatory security expense required by new laws and regulations. Mandatory cost as a percentage of total cost are ascending, resulting in lower discretionary budgets with which the CSO can focus on bringing real value to their company. Our goal today is to discuss what security costs a company, not what is in your budget. Further, to measure the cost of security in terms of what the company loses in terms of services or goods. And with these metrics, we can begin to identify opportunities for the security department's contribution to protecting assets, employees, and a company's reputation. Let's look at the Security Executive Council construct of a modern corporation. The RUF, of course, represents executive leadership, including the board of directors, but also provides us with a critical reminder of customers in the company equation. The RUF, of course, is supported by the pillars of the company, broken down into specific areas of responsibility. For example, legal and human resources. It is not an accident that the pillars remind us of stovepipes. Pillars or stovepipes for risk issues during incidents can result in an uneven flow of information moving up through the organization, and this sometimes creates confusion. Arrayed surrounding the enterprise building are examples of threats that exist on a 24/7 basis and which require or may require mitigation in the form of security program solutions. So let's look at some of the threats and think about mitigation strategies. For example, lack of awareness could have a number of areas, but let's pick travel awareness. Global companies, especially those expanding into emerging markets, have a constant flow of employees traveling to foreign locations. A travel awareness program, including security risk awareness, is helpful to educate employees about the potential threats and the vulnerabilities that they may face as they travel. Further, awareness training is provided to educate employees in the event of a serious emergency. For example, the Mumbai terrorist attack. Natural disasters are another example where mitigation may be divided between security for crisis management purposes and business operations for business continuity issues, both of which are critical to first stabilization and second to recovery from the event. In many companies with a global footprint, doing business in numerous countries, we see that physical facility security may be autonomous, resulting in higher overall costs, lack of common threat assessment tools, and no detailed understanding of variable cost based upon internal and external threats. As we will see further in the presentation, the cost of security for worldwide facilities may appear low given that no one sums the total cost or understands the opportunities that scale efficiency may provide if looked at on a total cost basis. Understanding the dimensions involved in determining the total cost of security really involves understanding the benefits and some of the barriers to achieving insight into how the company spends money to protect itself. The advantages to understanding total cost are numerous. Seeing a total cost metric can help the Chief Security Officer begin to identify gaps in mitigation strategies. Further, it can easily point to opportunities to reduce cost and eliminate duplication. Most of you regularly engage in benchmarking with other companies. Having an understanding of all of your costs gives you the ability to make better comparisons, not only on cost, but on results. For example, understanding your shrinkage or losses in a collected manner allows you to begin to understand the relationship and the cost benefit between the cost of a mitigation strategy and the reduction of a variable loss. Please, don't be naive. There are serious barriers that exist in beginning to fully understand the total cost of security. Frankly, the absence of support by senior management makes any effort in this area almost a non-starter. Further, gathering such data may impact on other parts of the organization who may feel threatened by the shining of a spotlight on certain program costs that have been assumed or have been buried for years. Often, vendors who provide services, especially in decentralized facility security structures, may engage in sabotage efforts when you're trying to identify cost and when you're trying to move to a centralized analysis of cost and exposures. Contractors, even local site managers, may feel threatened again by this spotlight being shown on current practices. Most importantly, the collection of lost information is generally a struggle. The information is located throughout the enterprise: inventory control, insurance, distribution centers, human resources, legal. They all have pieces of the loss information that can help you understand the impact annually that these losses have on your company.